to this episode on how to study effectively with your phone. In this video, you are going to learn about how to get the best from what you are going to study. In my previous episode, I spoke about how to do away with distractions. But in this video, we are going to look at the studying process. And I have 5 points, 5 amazing points. And my first point is to get rid of negative assumptions. Negative assumptions about certain courses or topics or subjects we might have from maybe our friends or people who have spoken to us about such a topic. There is nothing like this thing is too difficult. And there is a saying that anything which is worth doing is worth training for. Anything which is worth doing is worth training for. So anything you are studying, you can be trained to become perfect at it. It is not difficult. People who think it is too difficult might not be able to get the best from whatever they are going to study. So get rid of negative assumptions that mathematics is too difficult, chemistry is too difficult. Just do away with that. Imagine you are going to study a particular topic or a particular skill without having a mindset of this thing is too difficult. You go all out into whatever you are going to study. And no matter the challenge you face, you just keep pushing till you get it right. So get rid of negative assumptions. Okay, so with our second point, we are going to look at doing a thorough research. And I'm going to demonstrate a little for you to see. When I say do a thorough research, it means investigate into the topic of study or the skill you are studying. Don't just get to your search engine, you search once and then you just see one definition and you are good to go. You start memorizing it. There is more to learning. It's more than memorizing. It's about being able to relate with whatever you are learning. Getting ideas from 2 or more sites will help you to be able to relate, such that even if you can't memorize, you can come up with your own definition or explanation for that topic. What you do is that you compare what others have said, and then you pick similar ideas, and you also ask yourself questions. Read from the sources and ask yourself questions. When you have a question, keep reading. You realize that you get to another website, they are answering your question. Keep reading until you all your answers are gotten. And I would like to do a little demonstration. Let me open Google Chrome and then let's do a little search. Okay, so I was trying to read on what psychology is. So in this website, simplypsychology.org, we are being told that psychology is the scientific study of the mind and behavior according to American Psychological Association. Psychology is a multifaceted discipline and includes many subfields and studies such as human development, sports, health, clinical, social behavior, and cognitive process. So from here, we know that psychology is a study of the mind and then the behavior. Now, in this second site, veryrealmind.com, we are being told that psychology is a broad field that encompasses the study of human thoughts, behavior, development, personality, emotion, motivation, and more. Let's just compare what we read from these 2 sites. The first site told us about psychology being a study of the mind and then behavior. This site is also talking about the mind, the emotion, and then behavior. So we can find something similar over here. Now let's go to one more site and let's see what's happening. Psychology is the scientific study of the mind and behavior. I think this site summarizes everything we've read. Just brings everything into one place. So this is how to do a thorough research. You don't just read from one site and then you conclude and start memorizing. No, get an understanding. You have to try to get into what you are learning. Become one with what you are learning. So with my third point, you have to get your senses involved in whatever you are learning. Get your senses involved in whatever you are learning. What do I mean by your senses? They are those organs you relate with your external environment. And these organs are your eyes, your ears, and then your skin. You can relate these organs with your learning, and I'll show you how. With your ears, for example, you can read to your hearing. You can read to your hearing. Sometimes you are reading a particular topic or a particular sentence, and you read a topic, you read a sentence over and over again. You read it, go over, you are still not getting it. What you're supposed to do over there, you're supposed to pause, read it to your hearing, and you realize that you are good to go. Your next sense organ is your skin. How do you relate your skin to whatever you are learning? You know, your skin is the biggest organ on your body, and you have skin all over. Most students write when they read or when they are hearing, when they are learning, and it's very good because you are getting yourself involved. You are getting into whatever you are learning. You are getting yourself into whatever you are learning. Then you can also practice with your hands. For example, you go to the laboratory to practice what you are doing in a particular biology class, physics class, or chemistry class. Even in business, when you are talking about demand and supply, you can go out and experience the demand and supply for yourself. It will help you to retain what you are learning better. In fact, there's a saying which goes that practice makes man perfect. It is so true. Once you were involved, you can explain it better than you just seeing it in a book. The next thing is your eyes. Okay, once you have your eyes, you can learn, but if you don't have an eye, it's a disadvantage when you are learning. Personally, I love to learn with videos. I get on YouTube and search whatever thing I'm studying. Maybe it's a process which is taking place, or something, sort of an explanation. Maybe I didn't get it when I was reading. Maybe someone will say it and I will get it. So when you get your senses involved, you are putting yourself into whatever you are learning, as I said, so that you get what you are learning faster. Someone who is just reading alone will not get it faster. But when you practice, when you read to your hearing, you'll be better at whatever you are learning. And my fourth point is to test yourself after studying or whatever thing you are learning. Test yourself, get questions. And I'm going to drop some links in the description where you can test yourself on whatever topic you are learning. You might have not heard about this before, but let me give you a simple example. Let's say you want to learn how to play the piano, and you are taught everything about piano. You know the keys of a piano, but you are not given a piano to play. What's happening? You just know the book aspect of the piano. When you get to a point where there's a piano and you're supposed to do something, and you tell those around that I know this about piano, but you're not able to flex your fingers on the keys. You didn't really learn how to play the piano. You didn't learn about the piano. You should get a feel of whatever you've learned. So to know that what you learned has really been okay for you, the best thing to do is to practice. Practice. So I'll drop the links. You just follow them and then search whatever you've learned and then answer questions on them. When you're able to answer questions on them, it shows that you really understood whatever you learned. And it even gives you an opportunity to know more, because if you see the questions and you are not able to answer them, it should tell you that no, you didn't get what you really learned. Mostly we are tested in class, but this is for yourself, and it really works. It works perfectly. I always do that. I ask myself questions and realize that even if you are in a classroom and then you are giving an exam, you realize that you'll be able to get some of the questions you answered in the exam. So with my final point, it's about using the split screen function on your phone. most phones from the Android 6.0 version and most updated or up-to-date iOS have this split screen where you can split your screen and then use two apps at the same time. So this is how you go about it. So what you do is that you have your button which displays all your background apps. So you tap on that button and you can see all your background apps. Okay, so you can see this button is with two rectangles, so I tap on it. Then I have one of the apps going upwards, which is my PDF reader. Then down here is my dictionary, so I tap on my dictionary. Then I have my two apps running. The function on your phone might be, or the action for this might be different on your phone, so you can do a little research and then find out how it is done. And this prevents me from switching two apps at the same time. I just have the same app, have the same screen, and I can just be switching.